container. Horizon
Horizon
comes from the word horizontal.
Let's do it!
And if you have a P900 camera, you will very quickly become a flat earther. Go out and buy a P900 and start looking at the moon and go, what the TF? Anyway,
January 5th.
I've always wondered why it doesn't spin. Anyway, anybody, freedom. So listen, I've been hiking, I've been doing the trails. Does everyone know what the Giant's Rib is? If you live in Southern Ontario, you should know what the Giant's Rib is. If you look at Southern Ontario from low-level Earth orbit, they call it space, if you look at from like Red Bull jump height, you'll see that Southern Ontario, it looks like there's a giant's rib. It's actually the highest point in all of Southern Ontario, and it stretches from Niagara Falls to Tobermory, and I've been hiking the Giant's Rib. And wow, and I got 3 books on foraging. So now I go on a hike, I go into the woods, I get some berries, I get some nuts, I get all this weird stuff I didn't know existed. Adam, who comes to these rallies, he got me turned on to whoever thought that COVID would turn me into a mushroom expert. So now I can't go to a restaurant or party at a bar, and I'm out in the woods looking at various species of mushrooms. And I thank this stupid pandemic for that. So again, I can't promote enough hunting. Learn how to hunt. Get an FAC. If you can't go out and harvest your own deer and moose, that's a gift to be able to pull that off, let alone trim the thing up. So I'm always a big advocate of hiking, hunting, foraging, and if you get that cabin fever, come on, kick yourself in the butt, get some good hiking boots, and get out on the trails. So, guys, are we going to have a march today? Yes. Show of hands. Are we going to have a march? Yes. Are we going to do a long overdue Happy New Year visit to Mr. Tory?
Yes.
Yes. Are we... Someone wants to walk all the way to Dundas. We're a small group today, guys. So I don't know what we're going to do as far as when this thing goes somewhere. But
we are going to wake up to...
Do you know that this man has basically never missed a rally, and he is the record holder for coming to the most rallies? Since we're New Year's, we're going to give you your invisible trophy.
No trophies, just throw money.
So again, I can't say enough about this company, Pattison. Pattison Billboards. Pattison Billboards. If you have money, pull all your advertising. They are the devil. Now, Ford said that he was going to have the Vax Pass removed in March. Who believes he's going to keep his word?
He doesn't have a word.
Nobody. Who thinks we're going to get another stay-at-home? So I got a little educated. By the way, you're going to sound stupid if you say we have martial law in Canada. Doesn't exist. We have the War Measures Act. Now, I think there was a guy from Toronto, used to be from Toronto, his name was Chris. He used to say how we were going to go into like a martial law. I've been corrected, it's called the War Measures Act. Do you know that if they successfully invoke the War Measures Act, that you as a citizen, just like the Japanese in BC during World War II when they were put in these camps for their own safety and our safety, and Kitchener, Ontario, Berlin, Ontario quickly changed the name from Berlin, Ontario to Kitchener, Ontario, and if anyone was to ask about your German accent, you were Dutch, because they didn't want to get put into camps like the Japanese out west because we didn't trust them. So when they invoke the War Measures Act, it's time to bug out, in my opinion, or bug in, or whatever bugging you're going to do, because when they invoke the War Measures Act, you now fall into two groups, and the precious Bill of Rights that Jason was just talking about is pretty well toilet paper. And when they invoke this War Measures Act, you are either a combatant or a non-combatant. Isn't that going to be nice if they turn that shit on? And they invoke the War Measures Act. I think they actually invoked the War Measures Act in Saskatchewan during the Rona this year. So my prediction is if you guys see the War Measures Act get turned on, they can deem you a combatant. Do you remember when we were all talking about these facilities that Trudeau was contracting out and he was having these COVID jails built in every province? Do you want to know the status on those? They're all built, ready to go. They're all built, ready to go.
We're not going in them. We don't need demoralizing.
I hope you're right.
The Canadian Bill of Rights.
The Canadian Bill of Rights.
Piece of paper, man. And it doesn't give us our rights.
So when they turn on the War Measures Act, Jason, are you triggered? Did I insult the precious Bill of Rights that I believe in? I'm telling you the truth when they invoke the War Measures Act, which Trudeau did in 1970. So the last time the War Measures Act was invoked in Canada was in 1970 in Quebec. Right. And Trudeau rounded up all the FLQ, went to everyone's house, no charges, no arrests, no warrants, War Measures Act, 1970, rounded up all the FLQ and put them in a camp. So no, that can't happen, right, Jason?
You know it's not going to happen.
So it didn't happen in 1970 with a prime minister named Trudeau, right? So anyway, but regardless, so educate yourself on the War Measures Act. So some of us are preppers. Some of us have 42 months of food and water stashed. 42 months, which is 3.5 years, and I got that right out of the good book, so that's what I think I'm going to need. And I've also learned how to forage, so I can walk into any forest and just eat. Only an idiot starves in the forest. But anyway, so regardless, don't be triggered. Jason, I love you. Come on, dude. I'm not insulting. I love this country. I fly the flag. I sing its anthem. I know every word. I just don't have a lot of faith in politics. Don't take it the wrong way.
Trump 2022.
Do we have an American over here? Trump 2022. Again, back to Trump. Trump sits doing the hand signal. Trump did not have a big set of kahunas that helped him negotiate and take on the Chinese. It was all orchestrated, just like the Federal Reserve. Trump is a Rothschild puppet.
Wilbur Ross.
And please don't bring those frickin' flags to our rallies because you don't represent us. Keep your politics at the door, in my opinion. Praise God, praise Jesus, don't become the enemy. They want you to get angry. They want us to hate each other like what you witnessed here a little bit today with the two individuals who obviously don't have enough Jesus in their life, in my opinion. But regardless, Jesus said, love your enemy. And I had a real hard time swallowing that pill. I've done a lot that my Christ, Lord and Savior has told me to say. Who is the Son of God? If you call Jesus God and you say Jesus is God and you're a Trinity worshiper, I got a quote from the good book. I am a jealous God. There will be no other gods before me. So if I ask you this question, is Jesus God or is Jesus the Son of God? Which is an accurate answer? I don't believe in a Trinity.
Can I flesh that out?
Okay, so this is totally my territory here because in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, right? That's where we get our rights from. Okay, our rights stem from the fact that your belly gets empty. Your belly gets empty, and God has provided all kinds of food for you to put in it, and He gave it to us for free. So there's a layer of society that has interjected themselves between us and our sustenance, and they are playing God. Okay? The vaccine is a final step towards you consenting to being basically an animal on a farm. When you roll up your sleeve and say, yeah, do me, right? You're saying that you hold all my rights. You hold all my sustenance. I will bow to you. I will do what you say. I will take a gazillion boosters if you want me to. I belong to you. In the moment that you declare that you belong to the system, you have declared that God has no power in your life. The message is in the Bible, in the beginning half of the Bible, okay? God was a saving God. When the Israelites needed a way out over the Red Sea, God did it for them. When the city of Sodom and Gomorrah was really corrupt, God told Lot, get your family, get out, and God destroyed it all. So the Old Testament of the Bible is God showing His power and God being a saving God, okay? But when God does something, the devil does something to counter it. It's a grand chess match between God and the devil, between good and evil. And so everything God does, the devil does something to counterfeit it. So all this stuff was written down, and the devil had to get control of it. And so we have corrupt religion come out of that, because the devil couldn't stamp it out, but he could corrupt it. Okay? So one of the things that people say, they take that scripture and it says, in the beginning, the Word was God and the Word was with God, and they take that to mean that Jesus is God, okay? But I want to ask you a question. There's a lot of people here who read my blog. In the beginning of my blog, all those words were with me, and those words were me. In the beginning of any book, all of those words are with the author, and they are the author. But are they the totality of that author? No, they're a representation of an idea that that author is trying to transmit at a certain time. So Jesus was an idea that God was trying to transmit at a certain time, but Jesus is not God. Second point. One of the three temptations that Satan put before Jesus was that Satan would give Jesus all of the kingdoms of the earth. So, in elevating Jesus to the status of God, Satan has found a way to give Jesus all the kingdoms of the earth that Jesus refused. So, the point of this is that right now, what I believe is going to happen, because it's all written in the good book, what I believe is going to happen is all of our human attempts to unroll and defeat the New World Order, all of our human attempts are going to fail. Okay? I've got to tell you the truth. Yep. I don't think there's any human solution to what we're facing. Nope. And what we're going to see at the end of this road is the Old Testament God.
You are.
And I hope I'm there.
Yeah, you will be, don't worry.
To see it. See Him show up.
Yeah, right now.
That's going to be incredible. And those who believe,
stuff you're never going to forget.
And those who believe those who believe will have a place in whatever God's planning after that. Right. Some people say that there will be a rapture. I don't know. Yeah. Some people say that there will be a new heaven and a new earth and all the rest of that. I don't know. Those are doctrinal differences, and devil confused everybody. Yep. And so we can't really know.
I made video. Let's march, baby. I made it. Let's go.
Hold on.
January 1st, 2022. Saturday.